Jacob, one final thought on the temple. Many news around the temple, the third temple, from news outlets in Israel to news outlets in America. You got the Temple Institute and their social media pumping things left and right, and you got a lot of things out there. Can you just in the last few minutes just bring about some sense of reality where this idea of the temple is today, facts and fiction?
You put it well, facts and fiction. Fact, there are several red heifers. There have been several red heifers that qualify by halakha, by rabbinic law. They don't have any more than 2 non-reddish brown hairs. Second, there are 2 yeshivas dedicated to resurrecting a Levitical priesthood. Third, for 20 years, there have been mitochondrial DNA experiments on Jews with Levitical names, Levi, Levinson, Siegel, Cohen, looking for common genetic traits and ancestry. They are serious about resurrecting a Levitical priesthood. Temple Institute has 99% of the artifacts and instrumentation necessary.
Wow.
Dead serious. It is possible with prefabrication. You build the temple elsewhere and move it in sections onto the Temple Mount that in 18 months you can have a temple.
Wow.
If it's prefabricated. It will only take 18 months to the biblical specifications. Asher Kaufman is no longer alive, but if he was right, you would not have to take down the Mosque of Omar to rebuild the temple. It would be in line with the present East Gate, which was the location of the original East Gate in the time of Jesus, due to the Herodian stones found by the Christian archaeologist Dr. James Fleming. That would put the Holy of Holies, the temple, about 70 meters north of the Dome of the Rock. Again, we used to bring our tours there. We had tours. Okay. It is possible the two could coexist. If Dr. Dan Bahat is right, and I've only met him once, interesting man, nice man. If he says it's the Canner Gate is the beautiful gate, not the East Gate, it would mean that the Mosque of Omar had to come down. These are the two predominant thoughts of serious archaeologists. Okay, these are the two schools of thinking. The Department of Antiquities, two primary ones. Okay, that is also fact. All these things I'm telling you now are absolute facts. Fiction. Oh, one more fact. We already mentioned it, the Abraham Accords.
Yes.
It was the rapprochement between Israel and Saudi Arabia, and because of its financial prowess, Saudi Arabia has a lot of indirect political influence because it gives economic aid to other Muslim countries, the poorer ones and things like this. Now, Saudi Arabia sees itself as the guardians of the two main shrines of Islam, which is the Tomb of Muhammad and also the Kaaba. They'd like to be the custodian of what has in more recent decades claimed to be the third, the Mosque of Aqsa, or the Dome of the Rock, whatever. Fact. Okay. Fiction. That there's some kind of negotiation going on to allow a division of the Temple Mount. The Temple Mount is under the functional management of the Waqf. The Waqf. That is a semi-government controlled agency controlled by the government of Jordan. It's a semi-autonomous government agency of the Jordanian government. They have to contend with the Al-Aqsa Brigade, who are radical. They're the ones who keep throwing the rocks off the Temple Mount down onto the Wailing Wall.
Yeah, very active. Yeah.
Right, into Jews and things like and tourists. Okay, it's impossible under the present climate to negotiate anything like that. In the Wye River attempt to bring a settlement concerning Jerusalem, Yasser Arafat rejected it. He would have been given by Ehud Barak a reasonable compromise on Jerusalem, and in compensation for the 3% of the West Bank that Israel kept, he would have given other Israeli territory. But the Palestinian Muslims never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity.
Yeah.
It may have been providential. God didn't want it, but okay, that was the deal. It failed. No attempt at brokering any kind of division that the Muslims would agree to has ever worked. Okay, it is fiction that there's any kind of negotiation pending with the Waqf right now. It just doesn't happen. Okay, the Waqf tries to obliterate any archaeological indication of there ever having been a Jewish presence on the Temple Mount. Okay, another story, related issue but separate. Okay, that's all fiction. You hear all these stories about there was some last week coming out of the Far East. It's all nonsense. The El Aqsa Brigade has too much explosive, violent potential. It is things can reach critical mass very easily in the Temple Mount, and any attempt at any kind of a negotiated division is not on the cards right now. Now, when we get to Revelation 11, we see that it will eventually happen. I've been saying for 25 years that what the Antichrist may do is create some kind of a Palestinian state with an internationalization of the Temple Mount, where the Muslims would have the Mosque of Omar and the Jews would have the temple side by side, which would fit the description of Revelation 11. Don't measure the outer court. It's given to the Gentiles till the time of the Gentiles is completed. That could very well happen. And in some way, Revelation 11 indicates it will happen. Okay, but it's not happening right at the present moment. It just isn't. Those are the facts. Those are the fictions. I've lost you.
There's a lot of sensationalism out there. Anytime now, it's going to be built. It's here. It's already in the works. They have.
Well, they might build it in a prefabricated structure in sections.
Right.
They might build it, but to erect it is another thing.
It's very complex politically, very complex religiously, and so it's not to say that it's not going to happen or it's not going in the direction of that. But
you would have to offer them one heck of a prize to
get that done.
But the Antichrist will be able to do it.
He'll be able to get it done, and that's ultimately what the Bible points to. Exactly, Jacob.